What's been your favorite part about working with our team over here?
Without a doubt, I'd say the ability to communicate with the teams there at YouConnect and work through any issues or ideas that pop up. I'm sure lots of appraisal departments are out there are similar. My team and I are always looking to make life easier on our lenders, on our vendors, on us. And so, in reference to our both the process and YouConnect and outside YouConnect, we tend to say things in our meetings like, well, why can't we just do this? Or I wonder if we can do that, or I wish YouConnect could do this, or we say those things a lot. So once we get those ideas kind of gathered together, we're easily able to communicate those ideas to Sunda and her team and walk through them. Sometimes she tells me I'm dreaming and there's no, it's not going to go get me coffee by itself, but most times, if it's a quick change, honestly, most of the time we've come up with something, Sunda goes, oh yeah, we can do that. Click, click, click. While we're on the call, she makes the change. That's unbelievable. That's just awesome. Sometimes the stuff that we pitch that she goes, I like that idea. Let's talk about that a little bit more. And we talk about what's going to go into making that change or shift. And either it'll be, sometimes it's been a couple of days. Sometimes she says, hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to put it in the queue for future stuff. Great. So the team, Sunda and her team, they listen and respond. I mean, it's always been a good relationship. She's so smart and just understands, that we have needs, that we want to try to tweak our system or tweak our process to kind of jive and be efficient. And she's all about it. So, not all ideas are possible. Like I said, some of them go into the future major updates, and that's great. But the biggest thing is that Sunda and her team listen, and always is working hard to communicate with us and work on those ideas. And it almost always happens quickly. That's a big deal.
Do you have an example of something you asked for that her and her team were able to do over the last year off the top of your mind?
Yeah, the big one is, I think it was my idea. Maybe I don't want to completely claim it as my own personal idea, but I think it was the mapping ability. After you put in your thing, I'm a very visual person. So when the lender plugs in the address, that next screen that pops up after you go through that first section is a map that shows you, is this your property? One of the issues we were having a lot in our prior world was, they put the wrong address in, they put the wrong property in, or they don't include all of the parcels in a property.
Right.
My thought was if we could see this visually, maybe that would kick off a little red flag. Oh, that's right, it's got the parking lot behind it included with the building, so they can make sure they put all that in there. The other part of that mapping part is also what I was thinking of is I'm, like I said, I'm a very visual person. There are areas of Florida that the closest distance between the physical distance between the property and the appraiser may not actually be the closest appraiser because
right.
You've got barrier islands, or you've got this and the other. So moving. So you can pop up on the screen the map of your property and see all your vendors surrounding it, so you may make some decisions. It gives you another tool to make some decisions if you so choose to use that tool. So that was one that I talked to Brenda about before we came on board, and she said they would make that happen, and they did. So that was great.
Awesome. Yeah, that's based on the geographic location, right, to that property.
Right.
Awesome. And my last question for you, this is, in your opinion, why should a bank choose to work with YouConnect and our team over here?
So all banks are different.
Mhm.
Every bank out there is completely different. There's no system out there that is absolutely perfect for every single bank. There's not one. Not everyone is going to be able to step into the same system and use exactly the same system, exactly the way somebody designed it for every single bank. We're all different. Whether it's our process internally, whether it's the lender who orders lending assistance, what the appraisal management department does. Banks are different on what even our own functions are within our department. What product types you order, the volumes of each, how you want to divvy things up. There's so many ways that every one of our banks is different. And so what I liked about YouConnect and why I think is that it does have the ability to customize and adapt. There are and easily adapt and customize. The capability of the people at YouConnect to quickly respond and offer solutions is also a huge deal. At the end of the day, communication is the key, and to me, and YouConnect, so far at least, and I would expect it to continue. I can always pick up the phone, shoot an email, or pick up the phone and get somebody to talk to immediately that will solve my problem, or talk with me through why something is going what it is. And so, the customization, the ability to adapt it to whatever uses a particular bank has, and the communication. It's just we've had a phenomenal experience.